Hello and welcome. This video is going to be an estate sale haul. I recently went to an estate sale like I do and had some great luck. So much so that I went back the second day and got twice as much, but that'll be a future video because again, I'm not making these videos and showing you the haul until everything's listed, which everything is listed. So let's get into it. I'm gonna start with the pants first. I actually only picked up 2 bottoms and again, everything is listed. I found a pair of vintage Levi's Strauss made in the USA action jeans. I just thought they were funny. These are supposed to be a 40-29, but they are in fact a 39-28.5. So I just put the, you know, actual measurements in the title as well. I just thought it was really funny. I have heard about action jeans. I just have never seen them before. The back tag is a little crunchy, but again, these jeans are quite a bit old, so I am perfectly fine with that. I did pay $82 for everything that I am showing you, so that's a good deal. And I think once you start adding everything up that I am showing to you in the listings, you'll understand why. The next pair is a pair of vintage made in the USA Levi 550s, and these are women's, and they say 30-32, but these are in fact 29-32s, and they are the stiff denim, high rise, and again paper tag and made in the USA. So nice pair of tapered leg mom jeans. Definitely pick those up. Black denim for me seems to sell better than any other color denim, even blue denim. Like my black denim always sells before any of my blue denim. Even if I got the exact same pair of pants, the black denim sells more. As someone who prefers black denim, I understand. Surprisingly, I actually found Fendi at this estate sale. This is a Fendi scarf. Just literally says Fendi here, and you're like, well, I mean, anybody could do that. Yeah, true. Anybody could, with an embroidery shin, could do that. But it also has the Fendi label on the back too, which is made in Italy, and it's beautiful. It's soft. It's one of their acrylic scarves, and it's in a nice Southwest pattern. So I was super excited to find this. It was on the ground, literally on the ground. So this estate sale, this house was packed. Like a lot of the estate sales that I go to, that you guys see me get these big haul from, is because the houses are packed. I like purposely pick estate sales, this is a tip, that look overfull. Like the closer to a hoarded house it looks, the better deals you're going to get, because most of the estate sale companies just want to move it. This one wasn't quite like that, as in like the estate sale people didn't really seem interested in moving the stuff, and I will get more into that in the follow-up video to this, the second half of the haul, because that's a story. I found lots of amazing clothes, including a bunch of vintage wool pieces, and this is a Woolrich flannel. This is a vintage flannel. It's a size large, and this is more like a shacket. It is thick. It is wool. It is awesome. It smells like sheep. It smells like wool. But I pick up vintage Woolrich flannels whenever I find them. Some of these can actually do better than the Pendleton ones. It just depends. So this was awesome to find, and in an amazing size. So that was exciting. And I also found a vintage par 4 golf. This is a spear point collar. So you can see how these are slightly elongated. We talked about before the difference between a spread collar and a point collar. This is a spear point collar because the points are elongated. So this is like 70s, 80s, and this is just a golf polo. It is white and it is so clean, so that is why I picked that up. Also, you know, anything 70s is gonna sell pretty well for me, or has been selling pretty well for me. Another beautiful vintage piece. I just thought this thing was so cool. This is Delimited, which is a brand that is still being made, and this is just a really cool mixed media crop. It is like from the 90s. This is silk, linen, cotton, polyester, nylon. Some of the mixed media patches are a little see-through, so it could be risque if you just put a bralette underneath this, but I just thought this thing was so cool. It's 3/4 sleeves, And I just thought this piece was too neat to leave behind. It also has like all the buttons are completely different, which I thought was just awesome. It was like a truly a unique piece and I had to have it. So I'm really excited about that piece. I also thought this was super cute. This is the only thing I actually found inside the house. Everything else that I'm showing you, I found outside. And like, they were just, the whole backyard was just bins, like plastic bins, just full of clothes, like spread out everywhere. And that is where I got everything except for this. This is a new with tags. This is dead stock. And this is a cute little apron from the 80s. It has little strawberries and flowers on it, and it's just adorable. So this is a dead stock, and I just thought this was so cute. There were other aprons as well, but they wanted like $5 a piece for them, and those were not new with tags, and they also had stains on them. So this was new with tags. I didn't have any stains with it because it was new with tags. So I picked that up. I've had decent luck selling vintage aprons, as long as you know they're $10 to $15, and I just get them for really cheap either at the bins or at these estate sales. So this is cool. I found my first shark tooth hat, and the timing was amazing because the Eagles went to the Super Bowl this year. Did not get around to listing this before the Super Bowl happened, but still super cool that I managed to find a shark tooth piece, and this is Reebok. If you find the shark tooth eagles with the vintage eagle, so like with the eagle with the wings, those can go for over $100. This one's more like the $20 to $50 range. We'll see what I get for it, but this was super cool to find my first shark tooth piece, and it was awesome. So the shark tooth and the wave are both vintage styles that are very in demand for vintage hat collectors. This is a really cool 90s piece. This is early 90s because this is oversized, and it looks much better in the listing that I made because I actually put it on a mannequin, and I think that that's going to help sell it due to the fact that there are actually multiples of these listed. It looks much better on the mannequin than it does just hung up because this is an open front cardigan. It is, like I said, oversized because this is a size small. All right, I've mentioned multiple times I'm not a small lady, and it goes around to my butt, and look how baggy it is. I am wearing 2 layers, so I have a t-shirt and then I have a sweatshirt, and this is still has space. So this is like cozy, oversized, open front cardigan. Really, really nice. It's very soft. It's actually very soft. And I am going to attempt not to keep it because this is awesome. But I just thought this was super cute, and that's why I picked it up. We all love a cozy sweater this time of year, although I know most people stop picking up sweaters in February because we're gonna get into springtime soon, but it's not springtime yet. But when it is, I found this really cool piece. So this is a made piece. Somebody made this, and my guess it is a Y2K made piece. And the reason why I say that is because this ale, so this is a beer, this is a microbrew, and this beer was discontinued in the aughts. So that is why I labeled this as a Y2K piece, is because of the fact that the patch, pin-up patch on the back that they have made from a t-shirt stopped being made in the aughts. So that's why I have done that. They also have created an interesting patch out of a dealers association label there. And I actually did something to this because of the fact that this didn't have any buttons in the front originally. So because of the fact that it is kind of like mixed media, they have randomly sewn it together in places at the bottom. They've randomly sewn it around here. I actually added all the buttons so that way the pockets would button and then the front would button, but none of the buttons match. They're all brownish and the same size, but none of the buttons match. So that is really the only thing that I added to this, just so that way it could be useful, in my opinion, as an actual vest. Also, the holes were still there, but the top up here has been sewn down. So these 2 buttons were removed. Well, all the buttons were removed actually. And these 2 buttonholes are not usable because someone has stitched this down. Whoever made this. I picked this up because I thought it was fun. So I have listed this, and we'll see if anybody else thinks it's cool, because I did. I thought that was too funny to leave behind. Vintage Pendleton can sell really well, especially the wool piece. So this is a wool rayon blend, and this is from the 80s, and it is purple. And I've talked about purple, people really love purple, and that'll come up in a minute. But this is more of a cool tone purple, and it has shoulder pads. These are removable shoulder pads. It's fastened with a hook and loop fastener, or Velcro, but don't use Velcro because they will zero you on eBay. And it has a banded mock neck, and I just thought this was cool. And again, I've had great success selling vintage wool Pendleton, and I have had great success selling purple stuff. So those are the two factors that hopefully will get that sold. I just thought that was great. And that is from the 80s, one, because of the shoulder pads, and two, because of the tag. I will leave a link to the resource that I use. It's called Vintage Label Guild. When I'm doing research, I use the Vintage Label Guild to figure out the timing of the piece, because it is super helpful, which is how I know this Jensen sweater is from the 70s. So Jensen is a vintage brand that I actually look out for myself, because this sweater that you see me wear all of the time in the winter is a men's Jensen sweater, and I love this thing. This is 100% cotton, and this is probably the softest, coziest cotton sweater I have ever found. It's a perfect level of oversized for me because it is a men's sweater. And if I could find more like this, I would keep all of them. Now, this one is a men's medium from the 70s, so this one would also fit me, but it is wool. And mohair, just like Angora, is not something I can wear without instantly turning out into a rash, but this is Shetland wool, mohair, and I think nylon or Dacron. Yeah, it's Dacron polyester, okay. So you're supposed to be able to put this in the dryer. I did not, I just put it in the wash and then let it hang up to dry. But this is super cool. Jensen is a vintage brand that I personally look out for myself, because, as I mentioned, I really love it. But Jensen in total is a good brand to look out for, especially their wool pieces. So Jensen is a brand that has been around for well over 100 years. If you can find their antique wool pieces, like their antique wool bathing suits, because that's what they were originally known for, were their bathing suit sets or their play suits. Those can sell for well over $100, if not more, depending on the condition. And their vintage pieces, their vintage wool pieces of any type can actually sell pretty well. So I was like, I got so excited when I found this for multiple reasons. Unfortunately, I can't wear this, but it is one of the vintage brands that I love and look out for, and I'm happy to have found another piece. Another vintage brand is Tarleton, and this is another vintage flannel blend. And this is just a nice beige color, beige and brown. This is from the 80s. Again, it just smells like wool. Lots of wool here. I actually have, so if you guys have noticed when I do my Fix It Fridays and looked at my inventory where it's in baker's boxes, I do actually have a cedar chunk in each of those boxes to help with the wool pieces and keep the bugs away. They're all also in plastic, but you know, more is more as far as protection goes and protecting your wool pieces. So this is Tarleton, another vintage wool flannel. Hopefully I haven't missed that mark. And this piece, oh, here, perfect segue. These are what I throw in there. I actually have these baskets full of stuff that I separate the hulls into, and I put these in the baskets to, again, keep the bugs away just in case. But this is what I put in. It's just a little cedar chunk. These are linked in my Amazon store below for like reseller must-haves, but you know, you do you. But this is what I do because I do buy and sell a lot of vintage wool pieces that need that little bit of extra help to make sure that they stay nice until they find a new home. So that's what I have. I remember I mentioned like purple, people really love purple. Here we go. So this is Hermann Geist, another vintage brand. This is hand knit. This is a wool acrylic blend, and this is absolutely gorgeous. It has a scalloped edge on both the sleeves and the neck, And this has a padded puff sleeve, so it's not 100% padded. It's literally just the puff here. It's just the puff that's padded, so that way it stays puffy. But this is absolutely beautiful, and it has already sold, which is why I'm filming this video now, is because I have to ship this off. But this is gorgeous, and you know, I'm already a quarter through of recouping the cost of this part of the haul, just from this one sweater. So this is really beautiful. I'm glad I saved it from the trash, because everything that did not get sold at this estate sale went into a giant dumpster. So again, we'll talk about that in the next video, but this roof. I also have these. So it is a pair of Aladdin down there. These are just a pair of insulated Aladdin mugs. These are from the 70s. They're super cute, and they're green, which is how you know I picked them up. And I apparently left the other mug that I picked up downstairs, and that's a problem. So I'm gonna go get that. Give me just a second. And this is the mug. So I feel like most people would see a beautiful glass cobalt blue mug and pick it up. Or maybe not, because I have noticed that I am just the weird mug lady here on YouTube, and I like buying and selling mugs. But I immediately picked this up, despite the fact that originally this mug had green acrylic paint all over the handle. Somebody had decided to paint from here and all on the handle with a bright green acrylic paint. And I was like, I can get that off, no problem. And the reason why I was like, I'm willing, you honestly just had to wash it and it came right off, because acrylic paint is not going to adhere to glass. I don't know, maybe some kid just decided to do arts and crafts on mom's favorite mug. I have no idea. But I was like, there's no problem. I'm willing to take a few moments to get all the acrylic off, because this mug is worth, depending on if it has any chips or cracks and if it has any dishwasher fading. So this, thankfully, doesn't have any dishwasher fading. And this is a made in the USA Libby Celestial mug, and because it is cobalt blue and because of the pattern, because look at it, this mug is worth between $30 and $65. It just depends. Those are the comp. You know, if it's got dishwasher fading or someone just doesn't know what it is, they're getting more $30 for it. And then I've seen sold comps around the $65 range. So I just put it in a happy place, and I think this is awesome. I was so excited when I found this, because again, I love selling vintage glassware. You guys know I love selling vintage mugs, and to finally see one of these in the wild, despite having to give it some TLC, I thought this was amazing, and I'm super happy to have found one. The boy actually found this, because of course he went with me, and it's a vintage Christmas vest, and I have mentioned before about Casual Corner being a 90s Y2K brand. And so I immediately picked this up, especially because the buttons for this vest are actually the bells, which I thought was super cute. I know it's well past Christmas, but I've mentioned before, like, when I list stuff, I just list it. I don't care what season it is, because we all know how great I am about listing stuff, thus Money Pile Monday. But when he saw this and he picked it up and it made noise and then he showed it to me, yeah, this definitely went home with me. So that's listed, and I'm really happy about that. Also, this thing is so cute. Oh my God. So this is Styleworks. Again, vintage brand doesn't necessarily matter. The reason I picked this up is because it's a women's size large, and look at it. Look how stinking cute this is. This is a 90s crop, and we all know that like crochet knitwear is super in right now. It's got these cute little rosettes, and it's got a ribbon tie front. This is like perfect festival wear, perfect Instagram girly. Like, I could totally see a Zoomer wearing this with some wide leg light wash jeans and just being absolutely adorable. So I immediately picked this up, and I am so excited, and I really hope somebody buys that from me. It definitely looks way better on the mannequin because, you know, I made it look cute. But I saw that and I was like in love with it instantly. So super cute. And I hope someone buys it for me for the spring season, because again, it's going to look amazing. Another 90s piece. This is Russell Athletics, and there is the vintage tag. And this I thought was interesting because it's a quarter zip hoodie, which I've never really seen before. And this is like a waffle knit material. It is not like regular sweatshirt hoodie material. This is a waffle knit quarter zip vintage hoodie from the 90s by Russell Athletics. And this is a size large, I believe. Yep, and it's made in the USA. It's got the banded bottom with the striping. I just thought this was super cool. Again, totally worth picking up. And then the very last thing I have to show you is what's hanging up over here. So this right here, when it sells, will have absolutely paid more than the $82 that I paid for this entire haul. Again, $23 of it is already recouped from the Herman Geist sweater. But this beautiful green coat, look at it, it's got many different shades of green, some blue and some yellow, full length coat. This is from the 50s. And this is Pendleton. This is 100% virgin wool Pendleton overcoat from the 50s. And it is just absolutely beautiful. It's in pristine condition. Here is the 50s Pendleton logo. Again, I will link down below for the Vintage Label Guild resource for you guys to hopefully help you date and label these things. But this thing is just gorgeous. It does fit me, and actually I will show you how it fits me. I kind of wanted to show you this coat just because it's so freaking amazing. It looks like it fits, but it doesn't. It is too short in the arms for me because, again, I am 5'9", I am a tall lady. The length is great. I can hulk out of this coat if I try at all. Like if I go for I can't. This would be a great thing if I wanted to work on my posture because I literally cannot bring my shoulders forward. But this coat is amazing. So this probably is a size small. I don't even know if you guys can see how awesome it is. It is such a great coat. I feel like on my friend Donna this would be like a full length coat because she's so much shorter than I am. But this is an amazing piece, and it's got pockets. It's got good sized pockets. Like my whole hand is in here, and it has 2 of them. And Miss Moxie is coming to say hello because she heard me talking. I just think this coat is amazing, and the fact that it is a wool Pendleton piece, it is a vintage wool Pendleton piece, I was just like, this estate sale is awesome. I know, I'm so pleased. She's like, but look at all the vintage stuff you have over here you haven't listed. But yeah, this thing, I was like, done, sold, automatically, already. I'm gonna be in the profit once this sells. So I was like, this was well worth it. Like the number of like $40 to $50+ things I found at this one estate sale. So I actually got there an hour before they were supposed to end for the day, and it was the second day. And so I was like, all right, well, I'll come back the next day because it's gonna be the last day, and I'll get an even better deal. Like, don't get me wrong, $82 for everything that I've shown you, again, with just that one Pendleton coat. So good. Not to mention, you know, the Libby mug and the other Pendleton pieces I found. I was like, all right, this is gonna be great. So I did go back the second day, and again, that'll be in a later video, and I'll talk to you more about that. But I'm really pleased. And the people that lived at this estate sale had great taste in clothes. They just had a lot of them. So I hope this was interesting to you. This is what I hope to be able to make from my $82 investment from this haul. And I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye. Bye. Hero, 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 hero. I wanna be a hero, hero.